Washington crossing the Delaware, perhaps the most iconic image in the formation of America. Here's the story behind it. The river Washington was crossing is the Delaware River, and the battle he was going to is the Battle of Trenton. Now, it was the day after Christmas. Ice and snow everywhere. You can see that's a modern reenactment of the famous picture. Often in the Delaware River they reenact it because it's so important. Now, Washington had led the troops for less than 1 year. The Battle of Lexington and Concord was only about a year old at the time. New York had fallen. New Jersey they had to hold on to for dear life. And as George Washington was in those boats, most of his soldiers did not even have shoes. So in the snow, as they marched 3 miles from getting out of the boats to the battle, their feet were getting frostbite as well as bleeding because of the rocks. So soldiers with rags wrapped around their feet were marching from 2 in the morning till 5 in the morning until they reached the battle. Now, the battle was not against the English. It was against the Hessian mercenaries, and they are German soldiers who the English hired to help fight the American revolutionaries. And there's a lot of rumors that the day after Christmas, the Hessian troops were either drunk or hungover by partying a lot at Christmas, as is a German custom to celebrate with drinks at Christmas. There is a lot of debate over that. I don't know for sure whether they were or not, so I don't want to speculate. But one thing that wouldn't surprise me is that they'd be extremely tired and stunned to see at 5 in the morning George Washington and his army marching towards them. Now, in this battle, the Americans, led by Washington, only had 2 men killed and not very many wounded, whereas the Hessian troops had 22 killed, 83 wounded, and over 400 taken prisoner. Talk about a wild victory. And this victory happened when even people like Jefferson and Adams and others may have had private doubts about whether Washington could lead the campaign. Washington at this time was not the hero we think of him as. He barely got out of New York with his army. And if you know your geography, New Jersey is obviously extraordinarily close to New York. He needed to think outside the box and have a wild idea to surprise attack the day after Christmas. Fortunately for America, it paid off, and this is the rallying cry that America needed. They decided, yes, we can actually win, and we will do anything it takes. If it takes us marching, getting frostbite at 2 in the morning, we'll do it. If it takes us going in a boat through a river that the boat might sink and they could all possibly die or drown or get hypothermia, we'll do it. The man you see right there, George Washington, would do anything it takes to win. He helped make America. This is a statue of General Washington in Trenton, New Jersey, to commemorate this massive achievement. Now, an interesting point about all of this is that people have, for decades, found parallels between Washington's guerrilla tactics and surprise outside-the-box thinking, how that mirrors the way USA has lost wars in Afghanistan and Vietnam. And USA has lost wars, or to be more politically correct, not conclusively won wars, because they fought against people who used guerrilla tactics. Washington is an original of those kind of tactics. Now on this map you can see the original 13 colonies, and Virginia is approximately in the middle. A lot of the colonists all got behind Washington because he was the only one who could bring everyone together to fight for a great cause. He will be remembered forever.